Welcome back to another short training video on APL policies. I'm glad you're here, and I want to make sure you leave orientation with a clear understanding of what these policies mean for you day to day. In this session, we're covering 5 policies that affect your pay, your safety record, and your ability to keep driving. Safety violations during your first 90 days, the cash advance policy, receipt submission for EFS and relay codes, the emergency fuel policy, and the passenger policy. These aren't just rules. They're systems designed to protect you, protect the company, and make sure everyone is operating on the same page. Let's get into it. Your first 90 days at APL Cargo are a probationary period, and the expectations during that time are straightforward, but the consequences of falling short are serious. So let's be direct about what they are. During your first 30 days of employment, if you receive any DOT violation or any safety violation recorded in the Samsara system, you will be placed on a final written warning. That applies to anything: a logbook violation, a speeding event flagged in Samsara, a failed inspection, anything. The 90-day rule adds one more. If you receive a DOT inspection that results in an out-of-service violation at any point in your first 90 days, you will be placed on a final written warning, regardless of whether you've had prior discipline or not. Now, what does a final written warning actually mean? It means your continued employment is contingent on immediate and sustained compliance from that point forward. You are one more violation away from termination. That is not a threat, it is the policy, and you deserve to know it clearly. We're not telling you this to scare you. We're telling you because the best way to protect yourself is to know exactly where the lines are before you ever get close to them. Let's talk about what's expected of you as a driver every single day. Because these aren't just policy requirements, they're the habits that keep you safe and keep your record clean. You are responsible for conducting thorough pre-trip and post-trip inspections, not quick walk-arounds, but real inspections. You are responsible for operating your equipment in a safe and compliant manner at all times. You are responsible for maintaining accurate and legal hours of service records. You are responsible for ensuring all your required documentation is valid and current. And you are responsible for complying with all DOT regulations, company policies, and Samsara safety standards at all times. Now, if you are placed on a final written warning, and we hope this never applies to you, the safety department will be monitoring you closely. During that period, any additional DOT violation, any additional Samsara safety event, any further out-of-service violation, any preventable accident, or any failure to follow DOT regulations or company procedures can result in immediate termination. One final important note: every violation and every disciplinary action is documented and placed in your driver file. And as part of orientation, you will sign an acknowledgement confirming you received and understood this policy. That signature matters. The cash advance policy gives you access to up to $200 once every 30 days if you're eligible. Let's talk about what eligibility actually looks like. There are 4 things that must all be true at the same time for you to qualify. First, you must have no missing or outstanding paperwork. That means a clear, legible bill of lading for the load you are currently on, clean proof of delivery documents for all loads you've already delivered, and any receipts you may not have uploaded yet. If any of that is missing, the request will be denied. Second, you must not have taken a cash advance in the past 30 days. This is a once-per-month benefit. It resets on a rolling 30-day basis, not on the first of the month. Third, you must currently be under a load. Specifically, you must have already left the shipper and be en route to the receiver. You cannot request an advance while you're sitting at a shipper waiting to be loaded. And fourth, you need to provide a valid reason for the request when you contact your driver manager. One critical thing to know about the timing: quick queue advances are only accessible for 2 hours after they're issued. If you are not at a Love's and don't withdraw the funds within that 2-hour window, the advance is automatically removed. So make sure you're at Love's and ready to act the moment the request is approved. Once you've confirmed you're eligible, here's exactly how the process works. 4 steps from request to receipt. Step 1. You contact your driver manager with your reason and confirm you meet all the eligibility requirements we just covered. Step 2. Your driver manager reviews the request and, if it looks good, submits it in the APL Cargo Hub for accounting to verify. Step 3. Accounting confirms your eligibility. If approved, the advance is loaded onto your fuel card. If denied, your driver manager will be notified and will let you know. Step 4 is repayment, and this is important to understand going in. The full advance amount is deducted from your very next paycheck in one lump sum. Not split over 2 weeks, not spread out, one deduction, next pay period. So only request an advance if you're prepared for that deduction. 2 more things to keep in mind. Cash advances are only processed during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. Eastern Time. No advances will be issued after hours or on weekends. And once again, that 2-hour window to withdraw from your fuel card is firm. Don't let it expire. This policy is simple in concept, but has serious financial consequences if you don't follow it. So pay close attention. Anytime APL issues you an EFS or relay code for an authorized expense, you are required to submit a receipt for it. 100% of codes issued require receipts, no exceptions. That means if you lose the receipt, damage it, or forget to grab it, you are still on the hook. There are no exceptions for those situations. Receipts must be uploaded to DataTruck immediately when you receive them. This is the only way to submit the receipt. We do not accept email or text versions of receipts. Everything goes into the DT Driver app. The hard deadline for submission is 24 hours from the time of the transaction. Late submissions will not be accepted, and extensions will not be granted unless you've communicated proactively with management and received explicit approval in advance. Here is what the financial accountability looks like. You are personally responsible for all funds advanced through EFS and relay codes. If there is a discrepancy between the amount issued and the amount on the receipt, the difference comes out of your pay. And if you fail to submit a receipt at all within the deadline, the full issued amount will be deducted from your paycheck. This is not a technicality. This policy exists because these funds are tracked for financial and legal compliance. Submit your receipts, submit them on time, and this will never be an issue for you. APL's fuel policy is clear. You are required to use your company-issued Quick Queue fuel card exclusively at Love's Travel Stops locations. Your truck and trailer are also equipped with RFID tags for fueling. This is the standard, not a preference. Emergency fuel purchases outside of the Love's network are permitted, but only under specific circumstances that we'll cover, and only with prior authorization from dispatch. Drivers who purchase fuel outside of Love's without authorization will be subject to disciplinary action and financial responsibility for those purchases. Before every trip, there are 4 things you're responsible for. First, use the Love's Connect app to plan all your fuel stops before you leave. Know where you're fueling before you're on the road. Second, test your fuel card at the terminal before departure. If there's an issue, report it immediately, not from the road when you're already running low. Third, start your trip with at least 3/4 of a tank and maintain a minimum of 1/4 tank at all times. Fourth, make sure the Love's Connect app is installed, updated, and working on your phone. Now, what happens when an emergency does occur? Not all emergencies are treated the same. If the situation was genuinely outside your control, a breakdown, a road closure, Love's being unexpectedly closed, a verified fuel card malfunction, a weather or medical emergency, APL covers the fuel cost. That's an uncharged emergency. But if the emergency happened because of poor planning, not using the app, running low due to negligence, or ignoring low fuel warnings, you may be financially responsible. That's a charged emergency, and it comes with discipline. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you genuinely cannot reach a Love's location, here's exactly what you need to do. And the order matters. Step 1, call dispatch immediately. Not a text, a phone call. You need to give them your exact location, your current fuel level, the reason for the emergency, the nearest Love's and how far away it is, and how much fuel you'd need to either reach Love's or complete the delivery. Dispatch needs this information to make the call. Step 2, wait for authorization. Do not, under any circumstances, purchase fuel before dispatch explicitly authorizes it. Dispatch will verify your location in Samsara, check your fuel level in the APL hub, confirm Love's availability, and determine whether this qualifies as a charged or uncharged emergency. They'll then provide you with an authorization code. Do not buy anything without that code. Step 3, purchase and document. Buy only the authorized amount at the pre-approved location. Get a detailed receipt showing the date, the station name and address, gallons purchased, price per gallon, total paid, and payment method. Photograph it and send it to dispatch immediately. Submit the original to accounting within 24 hours. Now let's talk consequences for charged emergencies. Situations where you were at fault. First offense, company pays, but you receive a written warning and must complete mandatory retraining within 7 days. Second offense, you pay 50% of the fuel cost, you're placed on a final written warning, and a performance improvement plan is initiated. Third offense, immediate termination, and you pay 100% of the fuel cost deducted from your final paycheck. There are also immediate termination offenses that apply regardless of your prior history. Fraudulent fuel claims, selling or transferring company-purchased fuel, intentionally bypassing loves, or using emergency fuel for personal use. These result in termination on the first occurrence. If you'd like to bring a passenger with you in your APL vehicle, there is a process you must follow, and it starts before that person ever sets foot in the truck. First, the passenger must be 18 years of age or older and must have a valid photo ID. You'll need to email both the front and back of their photo ID to safety@aplcargoinc.com. The subject line of that email must read Passenger ID followed by your name and your truck number. For example, Passenger ID, John Smith, number 1122. Once safety receives that information, they will email the passenger directly and have them sign the passenger authorization and release of liability form. That step is not optional. The passenger cannot ride until that form is signed. The cost for having a passenger in your APL vehicle is $30 per month. This is charged to your account for as long as the passenger is riding with you. A few important billing details. The charge is not prorated. If your passenger leaves on the third day of the month, you are charged for the full month. So, as soon as your passenger is no longer riding, you need to notify your driver manager so the charge can be stopped going forward. The passenger authorization is valid for 12 months. After that, it must be renewed. And if you ever have questions about whether a specific person or situation qualifies, reach out to the safety department before bringing anyone on board, not after. Before we wrap up, let's do a quick rundown of the 5 policies we covered today. Think of this as your cheat sheet. Safety violations. You have a 90-day probationary period. Any DOT or Samsara violation in your first 30 days means a final written warning. Any out-of-service violation in your first 90 days means a final written warning, regardless of anything else. Cash advance, up to $200 once every 30 days. You must be under a load, have clean paperwork, and have no advance in the past 30 days. It's deducted from your next paycheck in full. You have 2 hours to withdraw after it's issued. A receipt submission, 100% of EFS and relay codes require receipts uploaded to DataTruck immediately. 24-hour deadline, no exceptions, no extensions without prior management approval. Emergency fuel loves travel stops only, quick Q card required. If you need emergency fuel, call dispatch first, no unauthorized purchases. 3 charged offenses means termination. Passenger policy, passenger must be 18 or older with a photo ID. Email the ID to safety before they ride. $30 per month, not prorated. Authorization is valid for 12 months. That covers this policy training. These policies are in place to protect you and to keep APL operating at a high standard. If you ever have questions about any of them, reach out to your driver manager or the HR team. Thank you for your time and welcome to APL Cargo.